The New York Liberty defeated the Las Vegas Aces over the weekend, eliminating them from the WNBA playoffs and serving them the piece of humble pie that team so rightfully deserved.
Just now, Caitlyn Clark stole MVP honors from A'ja Wilson in order to get revenge. How? Well, A'ja is to blame for this. Allow me to clarify. She failed to show up when Las Vegas most needed their so-called MVP. Not to be found anywhere. Defeated on the field. You know, have you watched A'ja Wilson play in the playoffs? In the final quarter of a game that must be won, 2 points? Most likely not, since nobody is now watching. However, contrast that with Caitlyn Clark, who transformed her team from losers to contenders while out there dishing out assists like LeBron. However, I'm being impolite to Caitlyn because I've been in that take a seat beforehand. I've previously traveled that path. I really hope they kill her. I really hope Aaliyah succeeds. Is Clark the WNBA's new face? One could think. Let us see how this. The league is changing due of rivalry, but this is where the interesting part starts to emerge. Recall the commercial in which Wilson said that not everyone is cut out for success. You'll be shocked to learn how that is coming back to get her. Wilson seems to have received the complete portion of retaliation from the basketball gods. I know you're wondering what the real story is here. Is Wilson experiencing this once, or are we seeing a change in the guard? And amid all of this, what role does Clark play? I promise there's much more to this than meets the eye, and we'll cover all the important facts shortly. It's crazy. Everything began with the previous season, when in the WNBA Finals, the Las Vegas Aces defeated the New York Liberty. And in her press conference following the game, Kelsey Plum said this: even if they are a team, in her opinion, they are not a team. They may be excellent players individually, but they have no regard for one another. And it was evident when Breanna Stewart, a player for the New York Liberty, was questioned about the emotional element of this series shortly after the victory on Sunday. And this is what she said: today I approached the game with the intention of winning for my spouse and her father. I have receipts for the things that were said, she stated. Everyone on the team does. You're after the juicy specifics. What say you about this? Not only was A'ja Wilson's postseason performance underwhelming, but it was also unflattering and devoid of positive means. What could make supporters turn against one of the best players in the league so quickly? Let's dissect it. Anyway, visualize this. One of the WNBA's biggest talents, A'ja Wilson, steps onto the court in a crucial postseason match. She is renowned for controlling games and leading her team to win. Thus, the stakes are high. What then transpired? Just 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 19 points. That's accurate. 19 points in a game that needs to be won. Is it really true? Things start to get really interesting at this point. Recall Wilson's commercial in which she audaciously said that not everyone is cut out for winning. That comment, however, haunted her in the most unexpected way. It's as though Wilson stole the entire bakery and the basketball gods decided to serve him a piece of menial pie. There is undoubtedly animosity between these teams. It appears like the Liberty has always taken the high road, albeit I'm not sure who started it. And the Aces were the ones that were always trying to push those buttons. I will argue that the Aces should go ahead and adopt the persona as the WNBA's villain team. Just be aware that if you don't keep winning, there will be a lot of criticism from the opposition. Fans and critics, though, did not hold back. Wilson's. On social media, her views were misrepresented in memes and comments. One commentator pointed out the irony: it's the first time they lose, and winning isn't for everyone. That must have hurt, but let's consider the bigger picture. Is Wilson making a one-time error here, or are we witnessing something more? We're talking about a player who has excelled at her craft for years. After all, your skill and labor are not wasted on one bad performance. But perception is key in the high-stakes world of professional sports. Wilson's team was the 4th seed going into the playoffs. It was expected that they would go far. Rather, they are at home watching the remainder of the playoffs. The commentators and fans alike are doubting everything in the wake of the unexpected departure. Is this a sign of things to come, or is it just a roadblock? You may be wondering how a top player gets over something like this. The game is no longer the only thing at stake. It's all about managing your reputation, fulfilling your own hype, and disproving the doubters. Wilson has a difficult task ahead of her. Nonetheless, A'ja Wilson is currently trending heavily on Twitter due to her collaboration on this advertisement. As they say at Nike, not everyone is cut out for winning. These days, people make fun of A'ja by utilizing the winning isn't for everyone meme, but everyone seems to be in a pleasant mood. However, some individuals have responded to others who have shared that by stating things like you're racist. Or you're just a hater. This kind of misogyny is internalized. Similar to what? As if this is our daily routine. And these are the kinds of things that are going to circulate online if you get to the major leagues, where a lot of people are paying attention. Indeed, there can be a fine line between instance sharing really sensitive information and, say, hitting someone when they're down, as I felt. The problem about sports, though, is this: storytelling. It can change quickly. The meme of the day could inspire something else tomorrow. Will Wilson take this as inspiration to return even stronger, or will the pressure to keep her pledge cause her to falter? Remember that we are talking about a league that is always evolving. Our second point is that the current order is in danger due to the emergence of new stars. Another player has been making noise and impacting the game while Wilson is struggling. As some stars fade away, a new light emerges that is brighter than before. Can you imagine a player with such skill that she not only wins games but also modifies the rules of the game? That's precisely what's going on with the newest star in the WNBA. Let me introduce you to Caitlyn Clark, a rookie who is sweeping the league. Perhaps you believe you have seen it. Everything in basketball, but Clark is exhibiting on the court actions that are drawing attention from even the most seasoned players. How is she turning a failing team into a formidable one on her own? After Aja was eliminated, some people felt that she should have won MVP more. Has someone stolen Caitlyn Clark's prize? Let's dissect it. Let's talk about her three-point shooting first. Beyond the arc, Clark isn't just a decent person, she's reinventing what's possible. We are discussing logo threes that seem to be as easy as layups. The three-point line is merely a suggestion in the game she's playing outside, it seems. The odd thing is that Clark leads the WNBA in assists in addition to being a top scorer. Yes, a rookie is currently leading the league in assists. The greatest way to put it was by one analyst. With her passing, she takes command, she maestros, she controls game after game. Does that sound familiar? That's because it's reminiscent of our previous assessment of LeBron James. It's possible that you're thinking, well, she can shoot and pass, but however it goes beyond that, Clark's style of play is significantly altering WNBA expectations. She is modifying the game, not just playing it. At this level, her combination of court vision and scoring prowess is unmatched. The worst part is that Clark is raising her entire staff in addition to herself. The Indiana Fever had a disappointing season finale. Seemed to be serious contenders for the title the following year now that they're in the playoffs. In this league, genuine genius is distinguished by effects like that. But let's be real for a second. What matters most about Clark is his enthusiasm for every game, not just his numbers or his triumphs. Her followers are eager to see what she does next. Can she score a half-court basket? Will she be able to pass through three defenders in an inconceivable way? It seemed like anything could happen when Clark was playing. And that's actually changing the game. Clark is more than just an exceptional player. She steals the show. Caitlyn Clark is the kind of player that makes you want to tell your friends, did you see what she just did? She is viewing appointments in a way that the WNBA hasn't seen in a while. What if Clark's incredible ascent is just the start? What happens if her arrival rocks the WNBA world to its core? With good reason, the established stars of the league are now watching them closely. Not only is a new player creating noise, but the league as a whole may be witnessing a change in leadership. 2 or 3 weeks ago was our Rookie of the Year. I'm not making this up. Caitlyn Clark is suddenly pushing A'ja Wilson to win this league's MVP award. I have never seen anyone control a game as well as Caitlyn does, which is why she is beginning to promote A'ja as the best player in the league. Just consider it. Clark isn't just bearing with it. Amazing figures. She is contesting the notion of who the best WNBA player is. A'ja, although fans and analysts alike are divided over Clark's rise, Wilson has always been considered the greatest. These days, it's more about impact, playing style, and the ability to inspire an entire squad than it is about numbers. This is when the intriguing part comes in. There is more to Clark and Wilson's rivalry than just sportsmanship on the court. It is altering the WNBA's entire narrative. All of a sudden, we have stories that will interest casual as well as ardent basketball fans. There is a growing amount of media coverage. The league is finally getting the attention it has long been waiting for thanks to social media, where every highlight and hot take has gone viral. Thus, what is the overall picture at hand? There is more to the Clark-Wilson rivalry than merely who is the better player. What it means to be a WNBA star is changing as a result. It goes beyond just winning games and getting points. It all comes down to your style of play, your ability to handle pressure, and your interactions with fans. Consider it. Wilson has been the league's face for a long time, but Clark is questioning that. And it's not limited to the court. It's present in advertisements, social media, and every conversation on women's basketball. You may be wondering how the WNBA will be affected by this. Are we witnessing the start of something more significant? As this rivalry unfolds, are we witnessing not just a conflict between two people, but also the development of the entire league?